Greetings, fellow songwriters and seekers. Ben from Tacoma asks, what do you do about self-doubt and perfectionism? Whenever I write a song, I think it sucks. And I spend way too much time trying to iron out all the kinks, quantizing, auto-tuning, etc. How do I get out of this rut? That's a very good question, Ben. And I wish I had had a great, foolproof, silver bullet answer to that. But self-doubt and perfectionism are twin demons in the creative process that are just going to be your companions through it. And you can really turn them into your allies at times. Of course, there's times where they're just crippling and they just make you feel like you're worthless and all your output is worthless. Or they can make you waste a lot of your time. So I know of a lot of people, and this definitely happened to me, you just get into this endless loop of maybe consumption where you watch all these YouTube videos and you end up spending lots and lots of money to get the absolute perfect gear, to buy all the special plugins that are going to make you sound incredible and awesome. But really what songwriting is and what music is communication with another human being. And all that fancy stuff really kind of, sometimes it enhances it, but sometimes it just gets in the way too. And you'd be surprised, like a lot of people would just prefer to hear somebody singing with just an acoustic guitar, no auto-tuning, no quantization. It's hard for me to say. The imperfection. It's all right. But, you know, you could spend a lot of time on that, and a lot of people do, and then you end up not making anything, and you end up spending a lot of money. Now, it's nice to have very good gear and to learn how to use it, but there's so much out there that you could spend countless lifetimes just learning how to do all this stuff. And that's what great sound engineers learn how to do. Of course, you need to learn the basics of this stuff so you can do good recordings, but when the time comes, maybe you want to hire somebody to do this instead of you. You have to ask yourself, is this going to take me away from what I'm really aiming at, which is writing great songs? Or is it going to help me? So if it's something that you find is taking you away from it, then you have to just make that executive decision. I am going to let somebody else who knows much more about this take care of it. Or else perfectionism can really hinder you and stop you in your creative process. In my 20s, I had 5 years where I didn't write any songs. It was just this long writer's block. And really what it was about perfectionism. I believed that I had to be at a certain proficiency in music and in literature, writing lyrics, and that basically until I got to that level, it was a waste of time to even pick up a pen or a guitar. And so I spent hours and hours on scales and studying music theory, which was great, but it became very frustrating and music just became kind of cold and dead for me. And I just lost inspiration. And so even if I tried to write something at the time, music wasn't doing it for me because I'd killed it with this perfectionism. I think of the poet John Milton, who basically spent his first 30, 40 years studying all the classics. Luckily, he went on to write a masterpiece, but there was a point where it was questionable whether he was going to do that. So we don't have to follow that path. We can be learning little things and improving ourselves as musicians and as sound engineers on the way, but with the idea in our head that the real goal is to be writing great songs and to be getting better and better at writing songs. And that's really the main thing in kind of what we call growth mindset in the education world, is that you're not thinking of yourself, I'm a good songwriter, I'm a bad songwriter. You're just a songwriter, and every day you're getting better and better and better. And it's all a process. And your goal is just to be better than you were the day before, not to compare yourself with somebody else who's better or worse than you, but just to think of yourself as someone who's getting better at a creative endeavor and a process. And so that's what I advise to you when these issues of self-doubt come up. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't waste your time thinking that you need to learn how to do all these fancy things in recording technology or to auto-tune or quantize your way into sounding absolutely perfect. You'll also kill the soul and your voice in the process. So stick to it. Just try to be better than you were yesterday, and don't beat yourself up. Believe in yourself. All right, until next time, best of luck with your songwriting.